Welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders by interviewing amazing guests to encourage us all to rise up. Enjoy. Hello, and welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, empowering and inspiring female leaders. My name is Tula Tzoras. Don't know me, founder of Areti Goddess events, empowering women personally and professionally. And today, in this particular podcast, I want to talk to you about our choices we make, because everything in life is a reflection of the choices we make. And we all make 1,000 choices every single day. So I want to ask you a question, and I invite our listeners and viewers to answer this. What are some of the choices you've made? Love for you to share. Now, we all have a choice to do or not to do, as in to be or not to be. Reminds me of Shakespeare. So, we have a choice in life, to do less, which means we will earn less or live more simply, etc., or to do more and live our best lives. So, for instance, there are some of the choices we make, for instance, are to eat well or not to eat well. Now, say, for instance, we love our burgers, right? We love a good burger. So if we have a burger once in a while or once, it doesn't make much of a difference. But if we choose to have burgers all the time, then it can have a detrimental effect on our health and our lives. Now, the question always comes down to how we make our choices. If our choices are impulsive or emotional, then what happens they often lead to the pain of regret, because they're not often based on rational thought. So they can be small choices but have big consequences for us. Now, I can certainly relate to regret about some of the choices I've made in my own life. When I was young or younger, and having been through trauma, I made some very unhealthy choices for myself. For instance, drinking or overdoing things, going too far, not doing things that were good for my health. And lo and behold, I suffered for it later. For instance, I was an overachiever, and after working, like doing the equivalent of 2 full-time jobs and not sleeping for a year, which is another kind of long story, I collapsed and I ended up suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome. So that's just one example of some of the choices we can make that can be destructive to us. And I wanted to share that from my own story, even though that was a blessing in disguise. But again, that's a different way to go. And that's not what I want to focus on today. I want to focus on the choices we make. So, of course, we do not want the pain of regret. So in choices, there is always action, reaction, because we always have a consequence to the choices we make, and, of course, accountability. Now, taking ownership of decisions means going from a passive participant in our lives, which, of course, who wants to be, right? Who wants to watch our lives go by, not making conscious choices, or being a conscious creator in your life, which, of course, is awesome, because it means you have a say in your own life. So, when you say, I didn't have a choice, which is often, it's quite a common thing to say, the truth is we always have a choice. So our choices can be influenced by external influences like family, friends, or some influence. And that's when we can easily say, well, I didn't have a choice, and blame it on someone. But the trick is not to blame other people for our choices. Our choices also invariably have a ripple effect in our lives. So for instance, they can affect our health, our wealth, our relationships, our work, our careers. They do have a ripple effect, and that tends to happen all the time. And of course, there's nothing to say that we can't course correct at any moment. So, even if you've made the wrong choice that leads you to the wrong outcome, you can always learn from it and course correct, make different choices. And that's a great way to go. Now, the thing is, and the way that we can actually make better choices for ourselves is to ask ourselves some key questions. So I've got some key questions for you to ask yourself. For instance, what will my choice be or bring to my life in the next few hours, months, or years? So when you think about your choice, think about what outcome you can expect from it. Another question to ask is, how will this choice be of benefit to me? Because we have to assume that we do love ourselves enough to say, will this choice be of benefit to me? Another question to ask is, will this choice bring me a future that I desire? Will it be something that I would love to see in my future? Am I working toward a deep desired goal or a future that I would love for myself? Another question to ask is this, which is similar, is this a good choice for me? Another great question to ask is this choice based on an impulsive, emotional reaction I've had, or does it come from a rational thought, rational thinking? The truth is, you always have a choice about how to think, act, and respond. So my advice to you, my dear listeners and viewers, is make conscious choices and sound decisions, because decisions are incredibly powerful. Now, I also have some news for you, which is really fantastic. I have decided to launch an amazing community online. And ladies, I invite you to join us and become founding members of this community. And what it is the Areti Goddess Online Club. So this club is fantastic, especially if you're a solopreneur, because that can be quite isolating. We all know that, right? So it gives you a community that you can join of women, empowering women, of beautiful facilitated discussions and mentoring and coaching, but also the amazing network that we're creating between business owners so that we can access each other's goods and services, and you have a chance to promote what you do as well, which is awesome, and gain a spotlight during, there are so many benefits to joining us. So if you'd like to join us, I'm going to include the link in the comments below. And the other great news is you can also, by the way, book a free Empower chat with me. If there's a goal that you'd like to achieve, but somehow you haven't been able to, or for whatever reason, personal or professional, you can book a free Empower chat with me. And another thing I want to mention to you is my latest book, which comes as a paperback, ebook, and audiobook as well. And that's called The Journey to Ease and Grace. And it's about achieving the steps to achieve an equilibrium so that outside influences you don't sweat them as much, and they don't influence you as much. And you are able then to create the life that you would like, and anything you'd like in your life. So it's kind of like having a coach you can refer to in a book. So that's called Journey to Ease and Grace, and that's on offer for you as well. Now, ladies, if you are at a stage in your life where you finally decide that you would love to do what you've always wanted to do and start your own business, especially online, there's a program that I've created called the Areti Goddess Online Program, and you don't have to do it alone either. You can access it on any device, and you can have all the support that you like, because it comes with mentoring and coaching too. And you can literally complete it over 9 weeks and start your own business if you like, doing what you love. So exciting things coming up, and I invite you to join us. And I wish you amazing success, and I hope that you make beautiful, amazing choices for yourself. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Goddess Show podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and we look forward to seeing you next time.